Welcome to ADV03 Data Mining. Topic number 4, Text Data Mining. Text data mining can be described as the process of extracting essential data from the standard language text. All the data that we generate via text messages, documents, emails, files are written in common language text. Text mining is primarily used to draw useful insights or patterns from such data. The text mining market has experienced exponential growth and adoption over the last few years and also expected to gain significant growth and adoption in the coming future. One of the primary reasons behind the adoption of text mining is a higher competition in the business market. Many organizations seeking value-added solutions to compete with other organizations. With increasing competition in business and changing customers' perspectives, organizations are making huge investments to find a solution that is capable of analyzing customer and competitor data to improve competitiveness. The primary source of data is e-commerce websites, social media platforms, published articles, survey, and many more. The higher part or the larger part of the generated data is unstructured, which makes it challenging and expensive for the organizations to analyze with the help of the people. So these are the different areas of text mining in data mining. So first, we have information extraction, followed by natural language processing. We have the data mining itself and information retrieve. Let's talk about each of these areas of text mining. Okay, first, we have information extraction. The automatic extraction of structured data such as entities relationships, and attributes describing entities from an unstructured source, which is called our information extraction. Natural language processing. Computer software can understand human language as same as it is spoken. NLP is primarily a component of artificial intelligence. The development of the NLP application is difficult because computers generally expect humans to speak to them in a programming language that is accurate, clear, and exceptionally structured. Human speech is usually not authentic, so that it can depend on many complex variables, including slang, social context, and regional dialects. Data mining. So data mining refers to the extraction of useful data, hidden patterns from large data sets. Data mining tools can predict behaviors and future trends that allow businesses to make a better data-driven decision. Data mining tools can be used to resolve many business problems that have traditionally been too time-consuming. Information retrieval. Information retrieval deals with retrieving useful data from data that is stored in our systems. Alternately, as an analogy, we can view search engines that happen on websites such as e-commerce sites or any other sites as part of information retrieval. So these are the different examples of text mining process. So let's talk about first about text transformation. A text transformation is a technique that is used to control the capitalization of the text. Next, we have text preprocessing. Preprocessing is a significant task and a critical step in text mining, natural language processing, and information retrieval. In the field of text mining, data preprocessing is used for extracting useful information and knowledge from unstructured text data. Information retrieval is a matter of choosing which documents in a collection should be retrieved to fulfill the user's need. Next, we have feature selection. Feature selection is a significant part of data mining. Feature selection can be defined as the process of reducing the input of processing or finding the essential information sources. The feature selection is also called variable selection. Next, we have data mining. Now, in this step, the text mining procedure merges with the conventional process. Classic data mining procedures are used in the unstructured database. Evaluate. Afterward, it evaluates the results. Once the result is evaluated, the result abandoned. And lastly, we have application, which includes risk management. We have the customer care service, the business intelligence, and social media analysis. Let's talk about the different applications. So first, we have the risk management, followed by customer service, business intelligence, and social media analysis. So we have risk management. Risk management is a systematic and logical procedure of analyzing, identifying, treating, and monitoring the risk involved in any action or process in organizations. Insufficient risk analysis is usually a leading cause of disappointment. It is a particularly true in the financial organizations where adoption of risk management software based on text mining technology can effectively enhance the ability to diminish risk. It enables the administration of millions of sources and petabytes of text documents and giving the ability to connect the data. It helps to access the appropriate data at the right time. Customer care service. Text mining methods, particularly NLP, are finding increasing significance in the field of customer care. Organizations are spending in text analytics programming to improve their overall experience by accessing the textual data from different sources such as customer feedback, surveys, customer calls, and others. The primary objective of text analysis is to reduce the response time of the organizations and help to address the complaints of the customer rapidly and productively. Business intelligence. Companies and business firms have started to use text mining strategies as a major aspect of their business intelligence. Besides providing significant insights into customer behavior and, of course, the trends, text mining strategies also support organizations to analyze the qualities and weaknesses of their opponents, so giving them a competitive advantage in the market. We have the social media analysis. Social media analysis help to track the online data, and there are numerous text mining tools designed particularly for performance analysis of social media sites. These tools help to monitor and interpret text generated via the internet from the news, emails, blogs, and others. Text mining tools can precisely analyze the total number of posts, followers, and total number of likes of your brand on a social media platform that enables you to understand the response of the individuals who are interacting with your brand and content. Bitcoin data mining. Bitcoin data mining refers to the process of authenticating and adding transactional records to the public ledger. The public ledger is known as the blockchain because it comprises a chain of the block. Before we understand the Bitcoin mining concept, we should understand what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is a virtual money having some value, and its value is not static. It varies according to time. There is no Bitcoin regulatory body that regulates the Bitcoin transactions. Bitcoin was created under the pseudonym or false name by Satoshi Nakamoto, who announced the invention, and later it was implemented as open source code. An only end-to-end version of electronic money would enable online payments to be sent directly from one person to another without the interference of an economic body. Bitcoin is a network practice that empowers people to transfer assets rights on account units called Bitcoin, made in limited quantity. When an individual sends a couple of Bitcoins to another individual, this data is communicated to the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network. So this technology remains similar to purchasing something with virtual currency. However, one advantage of Bitcoin is that the arrangement remains unidentified. The personal identity of the sender and the beneficiary or the receiver remain encrypted. It is the primary reason that's why it has become a trusted form of money transaction on the web. By convention, The complexity in making distributed money is the requirement for a proposal to avoid double spending. One individual may simultaneously transmit two transactions, sending similar coins to two distinct parties of the network. Bitcoin settles this difficulty and ensures agreement of rights by keeping up a community ledger of all transactions. It is called the blockchain. New transactions are grouped mutually and are checked against the existing record to make sure all new communications are valid. Bitcoin's accuracy is ensured by individuals who give computation authority to its system, known as miners, to validate and affix transactions to a public ledger. Bitcoins don't exist physically and are only an arrangement of virtual data. It can be exchanged for genuine money and are broadly acceptable in most countries around the globe. There is no central authority for Bitcoins, similar to a central bank that controls the monetary policy. Alternatively, developers solve complex puzzles to support Bitcoin transactions. This process is called Bitcoin mining. So Bitcoin mining requires a task that is exceptionally tricky to perform but simple to verify. It uses cryptography with a hash function called double SHA-256, a one-way function that converts a text of any dimension into a string of 256 bits. A hash accepts a portion of data as input and reduces it down into a smaller hash value. With a cryptographic hash, there is no other option to get a hash value we want without attempting a ton of sources. Once we find an input that gives the value we want, it is a simple task for anybody to validate the hash. So, cryptographic hashing turns into a decent method to apply the Bitcoin proof of work, or what we call data that is complex to produce but easy for others to verify. If we consider a block to mine first, we need to collect the new transactions into a block. And then we hash the block to form a 256-bit block hash value. When the hash initiates with sufficient zeros, the block has been successfully mined and is directed to the Bitcoin network, and that has turned into the identifier for the block. In many cases, the hash is not successful, so we need to alter the block to some extent and try again and again. So Bitcoin transaction. When we send Bitcoin, an individual data structure, namely a Bitcoin transaction, is made by your wallet customer and afterward communicate to rebroadcast the transaction. If the operation is valid, nodes will incorporate it in the block where they are mining. Within 10 to 20 minutes, the transaction will be included, along with other transactions, in a block or in the blockchain. Finally, the receiver can see the transaction amount in their own wallet. Data mining models. Data mining uses raw data to extract information and present it uniquely. The data mining process is usually found in the most diverse range of applications, including business intelligence studies, political model forecasting, web ranking forecasting, weather pattern model forecasting, and others. In business operation, intelligence studies, business experts mine huge data sets related to a business operation or a market and try to discover previously unrecognized trends and relationships. Data mining is also used in organizations that utilize big data as a raw data source to extract the required data. So what are the data mining models? As per the specialists, the data mining regression model is the most commonly used data mining model. In this process, a mining expert first analyzes the data sets and creates a formula that defines them. Various financial market analysts would use this model to make predictions related to prices and market trends. Another significant data mining model is based on the association rules. First, the data mining analysts analyze the data sets to find which components usually appear together. When they find the two components are paired simultaneously, it assumes that there are some relation exists between them. So for instance, An electronic shop might find that customers often purchase a marker and pen simultaneously. They purchase a book. A shop manager can use the detailed information from the data mining model to increase sales by presenting all related products at the same place. So types of data mining models. So we have a predictive data mining model which predicts the values of data using known results gathered from the different data sets. Predictive modeling cannot be classified as a separate discipline. It occurs in all organizations or industries across all disciplines. The main objective of predictive data mining models is to predict the future based on the past data, generally but not always on the statistical modeling. Predictive modeling is used in healthcare industries to identify high-risk patients with congestive heart failures, high blood pressure, diabetes, infection, cancer, and others. It is also used in the vehicle insurance company to assign the risk of accidents to the policyholder. A descriptive model differentiates the patterns and relationships in data. A descriptive model does not attempt to generalize to a statistical population or random process. A predictive model attempts to generalize to a population or random process. Predictive models should give prediction intervals and must be cross-validated. That is, they must prove that they can be used to make predictions with data that was not used in constructing the model. Descriptive analytics focuses on the summarization and conversion of the data into useful information for reporting and monitoring. So these are the different examples of data mining models which composes the predictive and descriptive. So let's talk about predictive data mining models. So first, let's talk about classification. In data mining, classification refers to a form of data analysis where a machine learning model assigns a specific category to a new observation. It is based on what the model has learned from the data sets. In other words, classification is the act of assigning objects to many predefined categories. One example of classification in the banking and financial services industry is identifying whether transactions are fraudulent or not. In the same way, machine learning can also be used to predict whether a loan application should be approved or not. Next, we have the regression. Regression refers to a method that verifies the value of data for a function. Generally, it is used for appropriate data. A linear regression model in the context of machine learning or statistics is basically a linear approach for modeling the relationships between the dependent variable known as the result and your independent variable, which is known as features. If your model has only one independent variable, it is called simple linear regression, and else it is called multiple linear regression. Number three, we have prediction. In data mining, prediction is used to identify data value based on the description of another corresponding data value. The prediction in data mining is known as numeric prediction. Generally, regression analysis is used for prediction. For example, in credit card fraud detection, data history for a particular person's credit card usage has to be analyzed. If any abnormal pattern was detected, it should be reported as fraudulent action. And number four, we have time series analysis. Time series analysis refers to the datasets based on time. It serves as an independent variable to predict the dependent variable in time. Let's go to descriptive data mining models. So we have four different examples of the data mining model for the descriptive data. First, we have clustering. Clustering is grouping a set of objects so that objects in the same group called a cluster are more similar than those in other groups' clusters. Next, we have association rules. Association rules determine a causal relationship between huge sets of data objects. The way the algorithm works is that you have, for example, a list of items in which you purchase at the grocery store for the past 6 months of data. And it calculates a percentage at which items are purchased together. So for example, what are the chances of you buying milk with cereal? Third, we have the sequence. A sequence refers to the discovery of useful patterns in the data in relation to some objective of how it is interesting. Summarization. Summarization holds a data set in more depth, which is easy to understand form.